Hello, and welcome to episode 150 of the Casual Try Hard podcast. I'm Brian.
And that's a lot of episodes.
That is a lot of episodes.
Yeah, and I'm James.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is my partner. A lot of episodes.
A lot of episodes.
So, this week we don't have a ton in terms of like strategy or stuff like that. We do have some newsy stuff that we're going to hit where they released some information about Unfinity. And
interesting.
It is Secret Lair time. And we talked about this on the pre-show about from last week, I think, or 2 weeks ago, about some of the value in the Secret Lair. So we're just going to have a discussion about maybe like the best purchases, because I was thinking about like buying one or two and I wanted to like pick James's brain. So we're going to talk Unfinity and we're going to try to like make money off a product that Wizards gives us for below market value.
Yeah, there's one that I'm definitely buying, and there's two that I'm thinking about but probably not going to get.
Yeah, I think there's two that I want, but I'm trying to think of like which version. So, with all of that, if you're want to tweet at us like what your Secret Lair plans are, or again, if you have any show ideas for the lull between new set, Christmas, and then next set, which isn't coming out till like February.
I think it's like, is it February or is it the tail end of January?
I thought it was February, but I could be wrong.
It might be February.
You can tweet at us at CasualTryPod.
Yep, you can also hit us up on Facebook at CasualTryHardMTG or email us, show@CasualTryHardMTG.com. Like Brian said, anything you got for show topics you want us to talk about. I figure we got a drought for like 6-ish weeks. So we got some newsy stuff to do. We got maybe one or two other ideas, but for the most part, we're flying by the seat of our pants here. So anything you guys want us to talk about, let us know, and we'll do our best to get it sorted out on the show for you guys. Also, we talked a little bit in the pre-show, and there was some chatter in Discord today about some purchases using TCG Player. They've got a bonus bucks program right now. They had a big bonus bucks deal for Black Friday that I think we both took advantage of. If you're looking to pick up anything as far as singles go, make sure you use our TCG Player affiliate link. We would really appreciate it. tcg.casualtryhardmtg.com. Use that link to navigate to the site and then sign in, do your shopping just like you always would. No matter what you do until you leave the site, like we will get credit for that. So we would appreciate it if you did that. Something like you guys are going to buy singles anyway, and it'd really help us out. So we'd appreciate it if you use TCG Player with our affiliate link and help support the show as well. If you guys want to support us a little bit more directly, you can do so at patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Patrons get early access to our show notes. I usually post them up right before the show goes live, so you kind of get a sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about. Although, spoiler alert, we're not talking about anything that's on my show notes today, so you'll get a sneak peek of a different episode that we're thinking of doing. So patrons get to check that out. You also get access to our pre-show, which we recorded for almost 2 hours today, talking about Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Brian sent me a link last weekend that it went on sale for Black Friday, so I picked it up and spent most of the weekend playing it. And
I have 80 hours into it.
Yeah.
So, it's our second podcast. We're gonna start Casual Try Hard Cyberpunk, and we'll just do that. We'll record that on Thursday nights,
sure.
And then we will get divorced shortly thereafter.
Yeah. I don't think my life can handle 2 podcasts.
No, no. 80 hours in, he's like, "Did you see the option at the beginning of the game to do weird stuff?" And I was like, "I did not."
I'm to start over.
Yeah, time. Gotta do it again.
Yeah, there's a certain thing you can customize that Brian wasn't aware of.
I was not aware of.
Maybe that's a difference between Xbox and PlayStation. I don't know.
Maybe the PlayStation version is more PG-13.
Yeah, the Xbox is X.
It's X, yeah.
Yeah. So where were we? Oh, Patreon.
Yes.
Patrons also get givebacks. I'll have my next round probably middle-ish of December ready to go out. And like I've been talking about, I also got a playmat I'm going to ship out to one of our patrons as well, picked at random, just as a thank you. So if any of you guys are interested in becoming a patron, getting on my mailing list, get access to our show notes, our pre-show, and really just to help us out, we would appreciate it. Head over to patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG and chip in a couple bucks. That's all we ask. And then we have our YouTube channel, Casual Tryhard MTG on YouTube. Probably not a whole lot more going to go up for, at least a few weeks or whatever, but we do post quite a bit of content around set release time. Bunch of random stuff. We do our video episode gets posted on YouTube. Usually some limited content goes up on YouTube. And if I end up with some sealed product to open, that'll go up on YouTube as well as pre-release kit open and sealed deck build. Every set I do that for, so you can find those on our YouTube channel. And then last but not least, our Discord. There's a link in the description. There's a link on all our social media. Come on into Discord, join the conversation. That is the quickest way to get a hold of me, at least. I know you're in there quite a bit too. But usually I've got it set up for notifications on my phone. So if somebody pops in, I can chime in pretty quickly and let us know what you want us to talk about. There's a whole section in there for show topics. So jump in there and give us your burning questions.
Yeah. Also, if for buying singles, usually the next big TCG cashback thing is usually around Christmas, after Christmas usually. But sometimes it's only 5% back, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, for sure.
So if you don't have any tournaments that you're going to, and you can wait, Christmas is kind of the next chance for the bigger cashback things. You can
cool.
Spend all your Christmas money.
Yep.
So we are audibling because they made an announcement today about Unfinity.
Yeah, did you read that whole article?
I want to say yes. I feel like I read the whole thing. I was walking back from class, but I read the vast majority of it.
Yeah, when I sent it to you, I just skimmed it. I didn't actually read the whole thing. Just kind of picked out bullet points to send to you in message. And then I was actually reading through it when you called tonight. So I haven't gotten through the whole thing yet. But I think I know the bullet points, though.
Yeah. So Unfinity is the next unset for Magic.
Mm-hmm.
And it is...
So for people that haven't been playing super long or may not know, what's an unset?
It's the joke set. So there's 3 of them now. Unglued, Unhinged, Unstable, and now Unfinity. Mm-hmm. And these have been cards that don't fit well within Magic's normal rules. It's if your underwear is blue, do a thing. Or if your opponent says a certain word, draw a card.
Yes, there's actually examples. There's 2 things that make a card an uncard. And up until now, that has also meant silver bordered. All of the previous unsets have been silver bordered. I do not believe these are silver bordered.
They are not. So that was the big thing, was that unsets had a fun set of gameplay. They were often referenced things about Magic the game or things about cards. It was banned artist, and it
Yeah.
was like you couldn't play a card with a certain artist's name on it.
Yep.
Right. Or
there are also cards that may not work within normal Magic rules. Things like, I'm trying to think, there was a fight spell in Unsanctioned that was like give a creature +1/+2 and have it fight another creature, but it didn't say till end of turn. So you weren't putting a counter on the card that was permanent. You were just giving it a bonus that was permanent, which at that time wasn't something that you could do in Black Border.
yeah, now it's kind of
there's
the
cards that kind of do it now, though.
perpetual on
Yeah.
Arena. Like, yeah, that's more of like a digital thing.
Yeah.
So it was very much they were, like I said, they were they were aware of the fact that it was a game and it had a culture around, and the game has a culture around it, and they were poking fun at the game, the culture, the players. Like, it was it was just like a great big inside joke.
Yep.
And it's apparently Morrow's absolute most favorite thing in the whole wide world. And so he always pushes for these. And so Unfinity is like, the setting is a space circus.
Yeah, I think the article said they started with a circus, and they wanted to do a top-down set, which means they start with a theme and then build a set around it, like Theros or Innistrad. And they wanted to do a circus set, but there wasn't enough content to do just a circus set. So they added in
like sci-fi
carnivals.
Mm-hmm.
And then there still wasn't enough content, so they added in amusement parks, and there still wasn't enough content, so they set it in space.
Yes.
So it's a flying space carnival circus amusement park. Yep.
Awesome. Space carnies, everyone.
Space carnies.
So
coming soon to a legacy table near you.
Yes. So like we said, they are no longer going to do the cards in Silver Border. Silver Border was kind of the kiss of death, where if a card had Silver Border, it wasn't legal to play anywhere.
It also meant that it couldn't ever be printed in Black Border. Like, I don't think there are any cards that started in an unset that went on to be Black Border.
There is now.
Well, kind of.
Oh, no. There is.
There is.
Water gun balloon game.
Oh, no, that's a mistake.
What do you mean?
That is supposed to have the acorn symbol.
Which means it's playable.
No. Which means it's not. So the version of the card that went up on Wizards' website originally did not have the acorn on it.
Okay, I see that now.
But it was a like a miss whatever. The card was put together incorrectly.
Okay, so it should be not playable.
Yeah, because pink is not a color in Magic.
Fair. Okay.
Yep.
So, all right, cool. We have fixed that. So basically, what they're doing now, in like, it's kind of confusing, kind of not, is they're saying, okay, hey, cool. Here's what we're gonna do. We're going to print cards at Rare and Mythic that can either have the regular oval security like hologram on the bottom.
Yep.
And if it has the oval security hologram, you're golden. You can play that in any format that any other set would be legal in. So basically, in this case, it would be legal in Commander and Legacy.
And Vintage.
Right?
Yep.
And if it's at lower rarity and doesn't have the the symbol, it's legal in those formats as well, right? Did I read that right, or remembering that right?
I didn't see that.
I watched a video
Maybe.
about it, so I think it was like at lower rarity if it doesn't have a thing here. Uh, so, but then there is a special acorn symbol that the security foil can be, and if it's the acorn symbol, then it is not legal in eternal formats.
Yeah.
So
I was just looking for that rare mythic thing. I don't see it.
The rare mythic is, I'm assuming those are the only ones with the foil stamp.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, so they've deemed those cards eternal cards because they're legal in eternal formats.
Yeah. So this is kind of like an extension of, at least in my opinion, of what they did for the last unset. And I think that's the whole reason that they're doing this, is they're bummed that like nobody wants these cards once like you're done playing unlimited or whatever. The last time around, they made these legal in Commander for like a month or whatever, and like the demand for uncards actually went up. Like people were putting them in their decks. And I think they wanted these cards to have some use other than outside of unset limited. So I think that's why they're making this change.
Yeah,
and Legacy is just kind of a casualty. Of that.
Yeah, it's a commander thing. I was gonna say, like, while I like the altruistic, we want these cards to be used, I'm assuming they believe that they're gonna sell more packs if they're legal more places.
Well, I mean, that's what it ultimately comes down to. At least that's what Chad's telling them.
Yeah, bro, gotta sell more cards, get more beans.
Chad likes his beans.
Bro, I got my MBA, Masters in Bean Accounting. Want more beans?
M Bean A.
M Bean A, baby. Let's go, bro. Make a black border, sell them to the nerds.
That's right. Saw them in half.
Saw them in half. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so here we go. So the reason they're doing this is they felt like a lot of the things that made uncards was like dice rolling. Like, we don't want to do this in real sanctioned black border magic, and then boom, AFR happened. Yep. And they're like, well, all these dice rolling cards, I guess they could just be like regular magic cards.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to do that. So, like, a lot of the things that made it so uncards, or like cards that referred to other IP, right? Like, you know, the example that they used in the art was like Sword of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Oh, like that card can't be a black border card because it refers to Dungeons and Dragons. Now we have an entire set that refers to Dungeons and Dragons. Why can't it be black border? Oh, well, it rolls dice. We have a whole set where all you did was roll dice.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so.
Yeah, I think they said the only reason that it's still needs to be silver bordered is because it makes a gold dragon token, and gold isn't a color in Magic.
Gotcha. Oh, so here we go. So going back to the security stamp. So if a card has an oval security stamp or no security stamp at lower rarities, it's legal in eternal formats.
Okay, so they're going to put the acorn on all cards that aren't legal?
I do believe so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it sounds like.
And it says, I should stress that all cards in this set were designed before this distinction existed, so cards weren't made to be one or the other. We just made cool cards for the set that are later and later divided them into categories. We tweaked a small number of cards that were close to being non-Acorn, but mostly things stayed as originally designed.
Hmm.
So, so they designed cards that were non-Acorn cards.
Yeah. Silver border.
Silver border. And then they were like, I guess this could be a black border card, so we'll make it black border. Now, there's part of me that's like, it's probably just too difficult to do. But I don't know if I believe what I'm saying that. Right? Couldn't you have just been like, the cards that are Acorn cards, we're just going to slap a silver border on them. And so some of the cards are silver and some of them are black?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess you're really like blurring a line here. I know that if you have a deck of unsleeved Magic cards,
I guess you can tell the edge.
Yeah, if you have white bordered or silver bordered cards in your black bordered deck, you can like just. I mean, you don't even have to look hard. You can look at it and see.
Yeah,
which
fair.
are which. But
fair.
I mean, you can also do the same thing for borderless cards, and like obviously double face cards.
Yeah.
So I don't know like if that's a real concern or not.
I mean, I don't know how like with all the different borders that we have on cards now.
Yeah.
If I have a stack of unsleeved cards, if I look at the edge, can I pick out, like you said, the borderless card, the the Fang frame.
Yeah.
Like all the different styles. So I'm not sure there. But it's so like how many cards so I'm assuming that the Acorn border, like you said, must go on like even like commons and uncommons that are not eternal cards.
Yeah, I mean I think that's what this says.
Yeah. So on one hand, like if it makes some Commander people player happy that they can like play some of these like cards as commanders or like have a more fun Commander experience, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems like we've had enough sets where it just takes like one or two cards being too pushed that it just like annihilates a format. Right? Our buddy over at Thraben U has like stopped playing Legacy on his channel.
Yeah, I noticed that he's been doing a lot of modern content lately.
I watched a video where he was actually just like, I'm just crossing my fingers and waiting for bans.
Yeah.
Right? And like, I think that the entire Legacy community is like, yo, Monkey has to go.
Yeah.
And, right, so it only takes, I don't know, Proto Space Monkey to like be in the format in this set to be like busted.
Yeah.
Because when they designed it, they weren't planning on people being able to play it with Volcanic Island.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, this is a card that would work in Black Border without thinking about the repercussions.
Well, sorry, like complete change of topic here. I was just scrolling through the article and the first piece of art in this article, did you see it?
The first piece of art.
Yeah, it's like the ringleader or whatever, and there's like a cartoony Ajani and a cartoony Bolas and whatever. And then on the side, there's like I don't know, somebody with flaming hair holding up a t-shirt that says Devil Knievel.
I'm not seeing that, but I will believe you nonetheless.
Okay.
I'm on my phone doing it, so it's a little hard.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh, no, I see it.
But then if you scroll down to the bottom of the article, there's a picture of the booster box that uses that same artwork, but there's like a circle covering up the t-shirt.
Really?
Yeah, I mean,
That's
unless there's something on the box they don't want us to see right there, but that's weird that it would be like covering up that T-shirt.
yeah, can't have devil on the box.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, that is weird that you would have that black circle there.
yeah.
I wonder if they like are gonna change that.
I don't know.
Because that would just be weird that there's just this black sensor box on circle.
Yeah, I
So
don't know. That's weird.
so
Sorry.
Unfinity quality control through the roof.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, it only takes like one card from this set to like ruin
yeah.
Commander or Vintage or Legacy, and it
Well, I
sound
mean, there's cards like in the other unsets that, if they were legal, would ruin formats.
yeah, and if the bar was just this works within the normal Magic rules,
Yeah,
right? That's without thinking about like, oh, we can't print a 1 mana 5/5
right.
that you like roll a die to see how much damage it does to you.
Mhm.
It's like, because if it's not 20, like how does my opponent beat a 1 mana 5/5 hexproof?
Right.
But
They don't.
it works in the rules.
Yeah.
Okay, but I raise you, it works in the rules, and I with it destroys formats.
Yeah.
So that's a little concerning.
Quirks, aggro.
Yeah, when you sent me that, my first words was not safe for the podcast.
Yeah.
So there's that. So that's going to open up. Like, I've never bought a single product for the reason that they outline that, hey, why am I going to bother if I can't use these cards elsewhere?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So they do fix that. Like, they could bring me in with that. And the cards they showed as their, like, legal cards are fine.
Yeah. I mean, I
Right.
sent you like a kind of a fun combo with Saw in half.
Yeah. A combo nation with my secret best friend, what's his name? The mage. What is his name?
Dual caster mage.
Dualcaster mage, yeah.
Yep.
That needs to become modern legal. So we can have actual Splinter Twin pack.
Yep. I don't know. Maybe it does something. I mean, I spec'd on a bunch of those a while back.
Yeah, I don't know if I spec'd on a bunch, but I do have a playset or two.
Yeah. When
But-
they were like, I think back when Jumpstart first came out, I bought, I don't know, 20 of them or so.
Oh, nice. So there's that, which is just a huge departure. Now
Yeah,
the thing
super
that
weird.
is a calling card of unsets historically
Mhm.
is they have some wild lands in them. So
Yeah.
like the original full art lands
Yep.
come from Unglued and Unhinged.
Hmm. And then Unstable gave us our first, they were the first borderless cards, right? Even before we got like regular extended art or borderless, I think the lands from Unstable were the first borderless cards.
I think so. So they're continuing that with like so they're doing two different borderless arts.
Mm-hmm.
They are doing like on the planet,
Mm-hmm.
where you're like on the surface of a planet and you're looking at the lands, or like
Yep.
the land. And for the most part, if they didn't have the weird like atom
Yeah,
symbol,
around the mana symbol.
right? Most of them look like they could just be regular Magic lands, like on world ones or whatever.
And like they're absolutely stunning.
Yes, they are really cool. And then the off, like then when you're in space and you're looking at the planet, they are also really cool.
Yeah.
Um
Less magic-y. Like the first ones could be like in a normal set.
Yes, like
The space ones, probably not.
I would not bat an eye if the island was in a set.
Yeah, if it was like a Mirrodin island. Or
Yeah.
like the forest was a Kaladesh forest.
Yeah, or like the mountain was just generic anywhere mountain.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Like would not bat an eye. The planet ones have a very unique look,
Yeah.
but they're super interesting looking just in
Mm-hmm.
general.
They're also beautiful, but like not in. I mean, more and more lately, we're kind of, and I mean, not kind of, we're definitely pushing the envelope for like, what magic is supposed to look like for sure. But these are kind of a departure even from where we have pushed magic thus far.
I think like these clearly would fit in like Secret Lair outer space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Like no doubt in my mind, like you could see these could have been a Secret Lair drop.
Yeah. These are like the lands you would get for Space Marines.
Yes. That was what PK brought up. Like maybe they'll do these for the Warhammer commander deck.
Yeah. I mean they could.
Right, like if they do 2 commander decks, they could do like not speculating, right? If they did 2 commander decks, they could do like an on-world one where they have like and then they could do one where you were in space where they have like planets and moons and stars for your lands. I mean, think about like the Theros lands. Like the Theros basics. Like those didn't look like a magic like a traditional land in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that they had going for them was the mana symbol was like the centerpiece of the art, though.
Yeah, this is true.
And like these space lands don't even have a mana symbol on them.
I guess you're right. I guess they don't.
Or a title, or they have a title box, but no type box.
Yeah.
It just says the name.
It's just like, you know what this is.
Yeah.
You have purchased an unset. You know what's up.
Yep.
So, and then somehow we've put the Shocklands in the set.
Yeah, I don't know what the purpose behind this was. We've gotten a whole bunch of Shockland reprints lately, like they were in standard not that long ago. And then we got a Secret Lair full of Shocklands. So I don't know that this was super needed, but they're gorgeous.
They are. I'm going to put my little conspiracy hat here for a second.
Okay.
All right. So, we designed the set before we decided to do the acorn, acorn symbol versus no acorn symbol.
Okay.
Right? But then what were the Shocklands in there originally, and just because they were going to be full art they wouldn't be silver border?
Maybe.
Right, because like it doesn't make sense that like you put the maybe the fact that the Shocklands were in it was the way they were gonna appease Chad.
Yeah,
well, people are gonna buy these
packs.
We're gonna, because PK had brought up as well, right? It used to be that full art lands moved packs.
Yeah.
And so we moved the unpacks, the unstable cards with full art lands. Brilliant. Mm-hmm. Now there's full art lands like every other set, if not more frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like the last Zendikar had full art lands, right?
Yeah.
What's it called? Then we didn't have full art lands for the next 3 sets.
Mm-hmm. And now we do for Innistrad.
Now we do for both Innistrads have full art lands.
Yeah.
Right, so it's not nearly as special as it once was.
Right.
So maybe they were like, okay, we can't move these packs with the full art basics, but we can maybe move them with the full art Shocklands.
Mm-hmm.
And like if you're on the fence about getting your Shocklands, if you're like, I don't know, if these are anywhere near the price of a regular Shockland,
get them.
You should just get these instead, because they're like, some of them look a little like out of place for like a Magic land, but for the most part, like the art on them fits like it could be like on any random plane, right?
Yeah.
The Temple Garden, like that just looks like the Horizon Canopy, but from far away.
Yeah, and Stomping Ground looks like Grove of the Burnwillows.
Yeah, Blood Crypt could be anywhere.
That Blood Crypt is beautiful.
Same with like Watery Grave and Hallowed Fountain.
Yeah, I mean, like the Watery Grave and the Hallowed Fountain have spaceships in them, though. I think like the
Is
Blood
there
Crypt, the Stomping Ground, and the Temple Garden, and the
is it a
Steam
spaceship?
Vents. Yeah.
Okay, I guess I didn't notice the spaceship. I guess that's the thing that's like landing. Okay.
On the Watery Grave, it's in the like crater.
Okay. Okay. I had not placed that as being a spaceship.
But it may be because you're on your phone. It's clearly a spaceship.
Okay.
Like there's
But
a nose cone and a cockpit and an engine hanging out the back.
yeah, I see it now. But like Blood Crypt doesn't have that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Neither does Stomping. Or I guess Stomping Crown has a flying saucer. I didn't see that at first.
yeah, it does. It kind of hides. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
Temple Garden has a
Yeah, there's a little tiny spaceship there too.
yeah. I mean, if the Godless Shrine didn't have the spaceship on it,
It's just damnation, right?
yeah, but it's just great.
Yeah.
It's an eclipse. It's just
Yeah.
great. And then
I mean, even though the Overgrown Tomb is very clearly a spaceship, like that art's beautiful as well.
I mean, if you are like the Steam Vents has a teeny tiny spaceship in the right hand
Yeah.
corner,
Yeah.
but like that could just be without the spaceship. That could be Dominaria.
Or Ikoria.
Yeah, whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, like these are I think the ways that they're going to. There's going to be one every 24 booster packs.
Oh, wow.
Apparently.
That's super rare.
Yeah. So, I mean, not as rare as the expeditions,
Right, yeah.
but still, basically one every, like, box.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you have the opportunity of more than one per box, but
Yeah.
weird.
But in the collector boosters, it's one out of 24 in each of the two slots: traditional foil and galaxy foil and collector boosters.
Yeah, so that's one thing that we skipped over, is this is going to be the first unset, like, after booster fun. So we're not getting set boosters, but we are getting draft or collector boosters for this. I don't know how that's going to work out, unless there's some real ringers in the like legacy and commander playable cards in this set. I don't know why anybody would bother buying a $200+ collector box of this set.
I mean, unless the shocklands are that desirable. I mean, again, that could be another reason why they had to do the Eternal slot, is because they're like, man, we want to sell collector boosters. Who's buying
Chad
collector
needs his
boosters?
collector packs.
Yeah. Bro, we can charge them twice as much and give them nothing more.
Well, hang on. Going back to what you just said, though, like you're basically guaranteed one of these in a draft box, but you're not in a collector box.
Well, no, it's one out of 24 in each of the two slots.
Right.
So is it effectively 1 in 12? Because you're 1 in 24 in two slots? So you're in 12, you're
Like,
going to get
well,
either
that's not how like probabilities work, though.
Fair. Yeah. Well, the odds that I don't know. So
I mean, at that point, you'd even if it is 1 in 12 packs, you're still better off buying a draft box for half the price
but this is
and buying
for
2 of them and guaranteeing 2 of them.
so Borderless Shockland show up 1 in every 24 booster packs in draft boosters and 1 out of 24 in each of the 2 slots, traditional foil and galaxy foil collector boosters. Plus, each draft and collector booster display comes with a box topper box topper booster that includes a traditional foil borderless Shockland. So they're box toppers as well.
Yeah.
So they're box toppers for the regular foils. Then you get one, presumably, most likely non-foil in every booster box, roughly.
Yeah.
And then you get a 1 in 24 chance of them being either your regular foil or galaxy foil.
Yeah, whatever that is.
Whatever that is. But that doesn't count, like, whatever the rare slot is, right? They just come in a rare slot, or are they only going to be foils out of collector boosters?
Yeah, that I don't know.
I don't know either. So, I would like these. I don't know if I'm willing to spend whatever amount of money it's going to cost to get them. But
yeah,
they look pretty
they're
fancy.
gonna be they're gonna be more common than Zendikar Rising Expeditions, right?
Probably.
And most of those were pretty cheap for a good long time.
Yeah, so it might be a...
I guess it depends how much of the product gets opened.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it depends on, like, when does it release?
April 1st.
Oh, of course.
All unsets release on April Fools.
Oh, I did not know they had a fixed release date. So
I mean, all of them have released on April 1st. I guess it's technically not fixed, but
yeah. But I would say, hopefully, fingers crossed, maybe the world is closer to back to normal. So that
we'll see.
Yeah, I know.
I'm coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, Omicron's coming for us. Someone sneezed in class today, and I was like, that best not be that Omicron. I was like, get that out of here. I was like, if I get sick, it's definitely an Omicron. Gavin sneezed when I was changing his diaper, and I got hit with spittle in the eye, and it burnt. So I know why I'm going to be sick.
Spitting acid?
Yeah, like I'm with like one of those dinosaurs from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
He made himself look big, and then he acided me. So I've not done. I don't know if I've ever played an ungame.
Really, you never did an undraft with me?
No, I've not undrafted.
Oh man, I drafted a lot. I drafted a lot of unstable.
I know that you have enjoyed it.
It was a fantastic draft experience. Highly recommend it. It was great.
So, I mean, that could, move enough product. And also,
I mean, like, the bummer of Unstable was the cards were worthless.
Yeah. You just opened them and got nothing.
You paid for your draft, and, you had a good time, but, if you drafted literally anything else, you would have had cards that you could do anything with. And these cards you can't do anything with, so hopefully this will be better than that.
Yeah. They, so I think the Shocklands and, my fear are the most interesting thing that I know of.
Yeah.
But just the, idea of, do they goof and mess up Legacy further?
We will find out.
We will find out. So that was the unnews.
The not news.
The not news. So
yeah. So now you kind of just wanted to go over Secret Lairs, right?
Yeah. So
I know we talked a little bit about was it last week?
Yeah, it might have been on the pre-show. So my question is, so we had talked about the fact that kind of for a lot of these, there's such a big difference between the resale value and of the individual cards in the actual Secret Lair.
Yeah.
And I had said, like, oh, it's just weird that they're giving us money. And the more I thought about it, if you listen to the pre-show, you heard I did the most adult thing. I sold some cards to
buy gutters.
To pay for home improvements, as mild as they may be.
You should have sold your gutter snipes to buy gutters.
I didn't have that many gutter snipes. That would have been a lot of gutter snipes.
Yeah.
I would have had to have a pallet of gutter snipes. just so many.
It's somebody wanting to buy a pallet of gutter snipes.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Card Kingdom. Can I interest you in 10 million gutter snipes? Literally all of them. I can set the price. But like, I don't know, like, which of these, if I were just like interested in buying them with an eye to reselling. My idea was the Welcome to Castle Dracula, because
that's one of the ones I had my eyeball on.
So the card in question is they have Exquisite Blood, which only has like 2 printings, maybe 3 because it might be on the list. But it's 30.
Yeah, list printings don't really count.
Yeah, and it's like $32.
Yep.
And you can buy this entire set for not
$30
for $30. And it comes with a Night's Whisper and
a Phyrexian Tower, which is also an expensive
$30.
Magic card. Yeah.
It is $30. I wouldn't look today.
Yeah.
So, like, if you were going to buy this one, do you think there's more value, like, buying it in foil or buying it in non-foil?
I would probably always err towards foil.
Okay.
Especially given the cards in this drop. When this drop was spoiled, I heard a lot of chatter about the card that you kind of skipped over, which is Night's Whisper.
The only foil printing, or the old foil printing, there's 2 now. The old one is $60.
Yeah. They're outrageous. So for there to be, it's kind of odd that card hasn't had more printings in general, and especially foil printings, because there's a lot of cards that are like adjacent or slightly worse, or not adjacent, but slightly worse than Night's Whisper. But if there's a deck that wants this effect, like Night's Whisper is the best version of this effect. And like it actually sees constructed play, whereas a lot of the other ones don't if Night's Whisper is legal. So it's kind of weird that card hasn't had more printings than it has currently. And for it to be a foil version of it. And like the Dracula IP is interesting also, because even though it's UB, it's not like far and away UB. Like Dracula stuff kind of fits with Magic. You know what I mean?
Oh, UB being Universes Beyond. It was taking me a second to get.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, Universes Beyond. It's not like this is, Stranger Things where Night's Whisper is like Call of the Demogorgon or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like these vampires could be, like in the Magic world, even with these names, like they could be, just Magic cards. So technically they're Universes Beyond, but these ones, it's not really much of a stretch. So I think that even people that aren't fan of Universes Beyond could handle, playing with these, or, if they were in a pinch, play with them, whatever. I don't think they're as egregious as some of the other ones are. And then the kind of throwaway card is actually desirable, and both of the other cards are worth what you're paying for the lair, like individually.
Yeah.
So That is probably a good one to spec on.
That was my first one. Was I was like, all right, because like if I could like buy it and then like flip the exquisite blood,
Mm-hmm.
and like pay for everything, and then the only reason I thought non-foil was I've kind of defoiled my life.
Right,
And so
but like that's for you though. And really the only reason that you did that is because you had an opportunity to cash out on that fact,
mhm.
which means that you had invested in the blingy version to start with.
Yeah, well, I guess my thought was like, okay, I don't have Phyrexian towers, so I was like, oh, if I get non-foil Phyrexian towers this way, but it might be better to get the foil version and then just buy like because the old border version is like $30.
Or most decks don't run a playset of Phyrexian Tower. I don't think there's any deck that runs a playset of Phyrexian Tower.
Yeah,
Like you could buy the foil ones to spec on and then you just buy a non-foil one.
yeah, reasonable. So that was my. So you think that I guess I was like, I don't know the commander mindset, though I
No,
do
they
think
like shiny stuff.
I figured they did. So
Yeah.
I'm just like scrolling through.
You should the Good Morning Magic YouTube channel. Have you ever watched any of that Gavin stuff?
I haven't. I watched some of it when he first started doing it.
One of his recent videos was about his trip to Vegas
Mm-hmm.
for the Magic event. And obviously he's a commander guy. He was kind of commander focused, but he shows some commander games that I think would make you drool.
Okay. Very
So,
shiny.
yes, very shiny is an understatement. Like the best of the best.
Gotcha. I guess if you had like a deck, but most commander players have a lot of decks. But I could see like if you have like a deck, and you're like, this is my thing.
So, in my experience, commander players have a lot of decks, but they also have that deck.
They have their one.
Yeah, most of them have like, a deck that's their baby and they bring it out once in a while and like that's the deck that they foil out and like other decks will come and go whatever. They just pick up cards, whenever and then sell them off, but most people have a deck that they've had together for years and kind of like you used to do with Legacy where they'll pour through a set to see, what card is going to break into Legacy. They'll pour through sets to see what card makes their deck.
Yeah.
And like all of the cards in that drop in particular are format staples.
Yeah. Fair. So like everyone's gonna want them.
Yeah.
And okay. So I'm scrolling through looking at like just the secret layer cards on TCG and like I've only bought a couple. Like I bought 2 of the Thalias.
Mm-hmm.
The Thalia ones. And like I think they were $30.
Yeah.
And just one of the Thalias is $20.
Yeah, I mean some of them are outrageous.
Yeah,
what the single cards are going for.
Yeah, so it's just like, oh, okay, like this might make sense to do some of these. So you would think the Dracula one would be the
that was one of the ones I had my eye on. Not the one that I was definitely buying, but one of the ones I had my eye on. What was the well, you said you had another one that you were thinking about.
The other one might be like for me, which is the Pixel Snowlands.
Yeah, that one's interesting. That one's not for me. I mean, I think they're pretty, but I don't like that's not my thing. I can speak to the lairs that had lands though. They've all done extremely well.
Yeah, so
it's hard to like price them out and get a gauge for like how much the individual lands are going to be worth because they're just basic lands. But I know the Winter Wonderland that had the
Mm-hmm.
Throne Snowlands. Those are all
Yeah.
super expensive. Oddly enough, I think the only one that didn't do as well is the Bob Ross lands.
Yeah.
All of the rest of the Godzilla lands are outrageous what they're asking for those.
So, uh, the Secret Lair, Stranger Things
Mhm.
foil edition.
Yeah.
That maybe it's just because it's a pre-sale. They're $100 on TCG Player.
Whew.
Just like, oh, awesome.
Yeah,
That's
I think I ordered one
ridiculous.
of those.
Uh, well, the Happy Little Gathering, that's the Bob Ross lands, right?
Yeah.
The foil edition, $65 for the unopened box.
Well, look at the individual lands though. They're all like $10 to $20.
Okay. Like, I'm just like scrolling through seeing what stuff is.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I might like pull the trigger on that. What was the other one that you were like that was your definite or like your
The
um
commander deck.
I was thinking about that one too cuz like I
100%. That is the easiest moneymaker in this whole thing.
oh, you think for sure?
Oh, yes. I mean, if you take that deck, you can click on it and go to the deck list and plug that deck in like Goldfish.
I
It's a
think it's like
$300 deck.
I was gonna say
It's
I
like
think it's
$269. I did it right before we started the show.
yeah, like I know Seth had talked about that that it was just way more money in the
Yeah.
deck than so I had thought about
And like on top of that, the artwork is super cool.
mhm.
And the reversible cards that are like different art on both sides and like foil, non-foil is something that they haven't done. And that little coin, I think is like, I think that seals the deal. Like if you, I know this probably isn't something that you've ever delved into, but if you look at there's people that collect the spin down dice from like fat packs and pre-release kits and stuff.
Okay. I have a bunch of
If
those still somewhere.
some of them are expensive, like even some of the ones that aren't that old, like some of the ones from Cons Block are like $5-10 a piece.
Dear God, I should find all my. I don't think I got rid of them. I should go find those.
Yep. The red and blue ones from Amonkhet are pricey. But some of the early ones are crazy money. Like I forget which set it is, but there's some of them that are like $100
Dear God,
for a
I
spin down.
I need to go through those.
Yeah. Yeah, I
'Cause
mean it's the real early ones that are worth a
yeah,
lot of money. I doubt you have
yeah.
any of those, but yeah, I mean some of those dice are worth money. So that little flippy token, I think that little flippy token is
Could be worth something.
yeah. And
Okay.
like all of the other reasons that I outlined also, like I think that the artwork on the alternate art cards is super cool, and the fact that you can play them foil or non-foil by flipping them over is kind of neat. And just the monetary value of that deck, that is definitely a no-brainer.
Okay, that was the one I was. That was the other one I was thinking about was getting that because I was like,
Yeah,
oh, it's just like double your money, just part it out pretty easily.
I mean, according to Goldfish, it's almost triple your money as is, without counting for anything else.
Yeah. So, all right. So that was my question. I'm like, what are the things? So there's part of me that's like, oh, I want to get like the pixel art snowlands because like, oh, like I could put those in depths, but like everything in depths is nice and clean and like old border now, or as
Yeah,
old border as it can be, and it's like, do I really want to like pixel art this up? I'm like, probably, maybe not,
yeah.
but
No,
the
but like I mean, those you're buying that like when you buy these land drops, you're buying the artwork. It
yes,
I don't know that you can necessarily think of it like you're buying a magic card because ultimately it's just basic lands that are free at your game store.
yes, you're buying the art, and if someone will see this art in 6 months or a year and be like, oh man,
Yeah. I mean, if you're really, like I said, it's not my thing, but they are pretty. I can certainly see how they would be somebody's thing. But like, if this is your thing, I mean, they would look nice displayed.
Yeah.
Like, get them framed or something, hang them on your wall until you're ready to sell them or play with them or whatever. But like, they're unique enough and done well enough and pretty enough that I think they could be displayed as art.
Yeah, I agree. So you think Commander deck for sure?
Commander deck for sure, 100%. That was the one I was 100% on.
Okay.
The Dracula one I was pretty confident on. The other one that's kind of interesting is Far Out Man.
I was just looking at that one. This is the one that has the mystical tutor.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what Fabricate's worth. I don't know what anything else is worth, but Mystical Tutor is like a $30 card. And
Really?
I mean, that counter spell is pretty. Yeah.
All right. I'm assuming there are foil printings. Oh, yeah, there's the cool. No way. I think I have some of the signature spell book mystical tutors.
The Jace ones.
Yeah, they're $20.
Yep.
Yeah, they're all like $20 for mystical tutors. Even like the new Eternal Masters one.
Yeah.
Okay, so Fabricates are like $5-6.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, nothing else there's on fire, but Mystical Tutor is worth $1 or $2, and like that is a really pretty counterspell. If that's your thing.
If counterspells are your thing. It's just so hard though, because you also have the counterspell from the Strixhaven thing.
And Mark Poole.
Yeah, there's just so many of them.
Yeah.
Right, that's the thing. Like, part of the reason I got off the cards I got off of was, not that there's part of me that's like, oh yeah, like, I could see these Lotus Petals still going up. Mm-hmm. But what is to stop them? There's nothing to stop them, like, next month doing, like, Secret Lair
Lotus Petal.
Yeah, Secret Lair Crash Brian's collection. And and then you're just like, oh, I guess these weren't the hot, sexy version anymore because there's a better version. And that was my concern. But no, like these Far Out Man ones, they're cool. Like, I think that's they look like, I guess, modern Magic cards.
Mm-hmm.
Where some of them
that's a good way to describe it.
Don't look like Magic cards. Yeah. And they still have the, like, hey, I still look like a Magic card. Yeah. Kind of. And, like, I don't know if the Arcane show is supposed to be really good. But I don't know if it's...
I haven't seen it yet. It is supposed to be good.
Hannah watched it and said it was pretty alright. She's like, I have no idea who any of these people are.
Yeah.
But like other than Rhystic Study, and I guess
like the Rhystic Studies, I guess where the traditional money would be. I actually really like that Duress. I wish it wasn't in that weird Universes Beyond border, but I really like that Duress.
Yeah. No, when I saw the art, I was like, what is that the art for? And I was like, oh, it's for Duress.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't think anything else there's, like, face value worth money.
Yeah, so it seems like the Dracula one, if you bought that, you're almost guaranteed. Mm-hmm. You're probably guaranteed to get your money back plus.
Yeah.
Like, just one card is your money. Well, there are 2 cards that, at current price, are your money back.
Right.
So.
And then there's like the whole other thing.
The other thing.
The bonus card.
Which I guess I haven't opened my things to see what my bonus cards are. Like, do you think they have more value sealed or opened?
I really don't know. I think the problem with Secret Lairs is there's not enough data yet for any of that.
Yeah.
Like I realize that we've had 2 years of Secret Lairs now, but like that's really not enough time for prices to appreciate.
Yeah, and compared to 25 years of Magic.
Yeah.
Right. That's not a ton of time to figure out what's going on.
Right. I have opened all of mine.
Okay. I have opened none of mine.
Yeah. No, I take that back. I have 3 of the Walking Dead ones that I didn't open because I knew that the bonus card was always Lucille.
Okay.
Everything else I opened.
I wish the Spell Queller wasn't foil.
What was Spell Queller in?
Sorry. It was one of the other. I'm just scrolling through all the Secret Lairs, and like the Spell Queller is super cool.
The older ones.
Yeah. And I'm like, but it's only $6, but it's just in foil.
Yeah.
It's just like
I almost pulled the trigger on the Mischief one because I thought that Blood Moon was sweet.
Yeah, I mean it's hard though because sometimes like you could not buy the drop, and then the card that you want, it comes out like way cheaper. Because like imagine if you bought like the one that was like the D&D cartoon.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just looking at it and it's like War of Invention, $2. Hero's Downfall, $2. Commander Sphere, $2. I guess I don't know what the other 2 cards were.
Crash Through was the bonus card.
Unbreakable Formation.
Yeah,
looks
maybe.
like that's $1. Like you just get hosed.
Yeah.
Unless like the other card was Bloom Tender.
Oh, maybe.
But still, that doesn't cover that's $20.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's hard to know. But I do think the Dracula one is probably a good deal.
Yeah, I'm pretty sold on the Commander one as well. But yeah, the Dracula one is
I think you're
kind
probably
of a
right.
no-brainer.
Like Commander and okay, I
actually kind of want to get 2 of them.
Yeah, like I don't think, knowing me, I am not going to play a coin flipping Commander deck. Like I am 0% to do that to myself. Yeah. Right? I'm not super sold on Commander as a concept, but I know I'm not going to play Commander where I'm flipping coins. Like that is not a thing that is happening. Like, not at all.
Yeah.
It's just so weird. I'm like, every time I search for Thalia to see what the Secret Lair Drops are, I get like a different Thalia art for the Secret Lair. Like, I don't see all 4 of them. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, there are like 9 or 10 arts to Thalia. Show me all of them. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I think I could get behind like the Commander deck because, like you said, I think it is just like an easy $100.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, you're putting $100. It
comes with a bunch of swag too. Like I know I mentioned the coin, but it also comes with like a life counter and a deck box and.
Yeah, where you could just
coin, double face tokens, deck box, life wheel. I guess that's about it. But
and I guess on a if you're worried about it being Christmas and whatnot, for the most part you pre-order them, and they don't charge you for like months.
Yeah, this isn't coming out until the end of April.
Yeah,
so you've got 5 months before they'll even think about hitting your credit card.
Yeah, so like you can spend your tax return. You can spend your tax return.
Yeah.
Well in advance.
Yeah.
Make bad financial decisions. Come join us. But I mean, I say that jokingly, but I don't know. if you can give someone $100 bill and they give you $200 back, like that's not a bad financial decision.
No.
So
No, definitely not.
if I buy enough of the commander deck, I can get windows for my house.
There you go.
I just have to buy 7,000 of them or something, or 700. I have to buy 700 of them.
700 of them.
Yeah.
The other thing is, because these things are sold way in advance, like you can plan for it. I mean, if you've got any kind of like, not that, it's going to make a whole bunch of difference on $100 purchase, but like if you've got a cashback credit card or something, or like a gift certificate, like a Visa cash card someone gave you or something, like, I mean, there's ways to get around even paying the $100 for one of these.
Yeah. You can plan ahead, right? Or like it gives you plenty of time to move some other cards to like realize your gains there. Mm-hmm. Like I do have a Crucible of Worlds that I could get rid of that would cover most of it.
There you go. Yeah.
There you go. So, like we said, like the more I thought about it from last week, when I was just like, they're just giving us money. Why aren't we all taking it?
Yep. Like they're just giving you money.
That got me thinking, like, yeah, why am I not just taking the money they're giving me?
Yeah. You know what's really weird is, after we did that episode, whenever it was, I went back through just like you just did, and we're looking at the prices of, single Secret Lair cards, just like all of them, seeing what was worth anything. And what kind of stuck out in my head was the only bundle that I bought was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first drop where, I think it was kittens and goblins and whatever. Yeah. That was the only one where I bought the bundle. That was all of them. And because like there was a bunch in there that there's no way, like I wouldn't have bought cats. I wouldn't have bought the 5-color one or whatever. But like those were the ones, if you look in there now, that are worth the most.
Huh.
Like that 5-color one, like every one of those cards is like $40, I think.
Oh, geez. Yeah, so it doesn't make sense if they're just going to give us money.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to not take them up on the offer of free monies.
Yep.
So, for example, I'm on now. Star City is not kind of the best gauge, but it also let me actually see all of them. So the Thalia drop was like $30 or $40, and right now the 4 Thalias are 15, 13, 12, 20.
Yeah,
and so that's a ways out, and they're printing Thalias like they're going out of style,
right?
But like if you were going to, but like that's definitely an indication of, even with them printing Thalias like they're going out of style, like those cards are still worth more than the lair.
Yep.
So
yeah, the Dragon from Kaleidoscope Killers is $60.
Dear God.
The Sliver Overlord is $39.90.
Whew.
So those 2 cards is $100.
So, I mean, the Mark Poole Secret Lair came out with the Birds of Paradise.
Yeah.
It just arrived.
Yep.
They're $20 on Star City. Just the birds, and I think I paid $40 for the whole drop.
Yeah, that was a great drop to get.
So, like, I got 2 of those because I still had foil depths. And I was like, oh, those wastelands would go nicely. And now I'm just like, oh, I have this Secret Lair drop that I could, like,
Holy moly. The Croxa from the Keldheim frame drop.
Oh, God.
$60.
Whew. So, there are definitely some of these that just, like, are like I don't think it's super hit or miss. Like we said, you can be strategic. Like be like, oh,
Yeah.
exquisite bloods are $30,
Yeah.
and the whatevers are the Phyrexian towers are $30.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if they both go down to 25 somehow,
Yeah,
like
you're still making money.
I'm still up $10 and a Night's Whisper, and then I wait a while.
And your bonus card.
Yeah, and whatever that bonus card is. So, all right. So you may have talked me into a commander deck or two.
Sorry
no.
to do that to you.
It's fine. It's fine. Commander deck, and then maybe I'll probably get a couple Draculas to and then have to realize some gains on some other cards to justify it to myself.
Keep it churning.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of my thought is like, well, like we said, like maybe I buy these and then in 6 months flip them and make $60 and buy
whatever the next one is.
Whatever the next one is that looks like super appealing or that's just like, oh, hey, this is free money. Yeah. And just slowly, grind out a little bit. And it's not even that much of a grind. It's just like they hit you over the head with like, check out the secret lair. And so you go to it and you're like, oh, cool. I guess this is money now.
Yeah.
Cool. I mean, even the lightning bolts. I don't know how much the lightning bolt layer drop was.
I didn't love that one.
I mean, they're all like $7 for the foils. Like, I guess there's one that's $6, but like you still cover it. And lightning bolt's a card that's been printed
a billion
times. Yeah. So, all right. So I think that is our show, right? We did Unset. We did separating me from my money to hopefully make money in the future.
Hey, buddy, you asked for it.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta put a kid through college in 18 years. So
there you go. It'll take you 18 years to get there at this rate.
Yeah. How did you pay for your son's college? Well, you see, it was a long grind of selling Magic cards over the years, and look where it got us. We did it. I mean, just like what is it, Phyrexian Crusader? Mm-hmm. They're like $12 a piece now or something, or more, because they did well at the like you never know what's going to like
you
become
really
a thing. Just like, oh, someone won a tournament with this. I guess this is what we do now. It's
tech now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I lied. They're $17 a pop.
Whew.
The cheapest one... What are my filters? Oh, no. The cheapest one is $25 on TCG right now.
Holy moly.
Because, you know what it doesn't die to? Solitude.
True.
You resolve it, and they can't kill it with their solitude. They can't block it, and it doesn't matter that solitude gains them life.
Yep.
So
they just die.
That's great.
Yep.
So with all of that, I think
time to play Cyberpunk.
Maybe time to go to bed. It is like after 10.
Yeah. Probably.
You're like, but I could Cyberpunk.
I could. Maybe like an hour, and then I'll go to bed.
There we go. So with that, I think we have a show.
We do.
So if you have any ideas for shows, or if you want to tell us which secret layers you think I should buy, you can tweet at us at CasualTryPod.
Yeah, you can also hit us up on Facebook at CasualTryHardMTG or email us show@CasualTryHardMTG.com. If you're looking to pick up any singles, please use our TCG Player affiliate link. We would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to support us a little bit more directly, you can hit us up on patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG, where you will get access to show notes. Even though these show notes will not be accurate, you'll still have access to them for maybe a sneak peek at a future episode. I'll just leave them out there for you. You also get access to our pre-show, where we kind of talk about a little bit of everything and anything, although this pre-show was all Cyberpunk. And you also get put on my mailing list for when I send little givebacks out, little tokens of our appreciation. We also have a Discord. There's a link in the description. There's a link on all our social media. Hop in there. Let us know what you want to hear about. We'll try and make it happen for you.
Sounds good. So with that, we will catch you on the internet.
We'll catch you on the internet.